Fox 10 News anchor Eric Reynolds sat down this morning with Alabama Governor Robert Bentley.
It was an exclusive one-on-one interview with Bentley, who is running for a second term. Eric started by asking the governor about a long-standing problem for people in Mobile and Baldwin counties.
One of the areas that a lot of people down here are thinking about, especially now this time of the year with all the heavy traffic going to the beach, is what about that bridge that we're still talking about here some 20 years later, and wanting to know what can you as a governor get your fellow elected officials in Washington to get busy with the types of reports that are needed for whether it be the Corps of Engineers or who to make that happen to hopefully alleviate the traffic down here.
You know, we're working on that right now. In fact, John Cooper he and I have talked about that, and he feels like that we can get something significantly accomplished in the next 4 years. I'm not saying that the bridge will be built in 4 years, but I believe that we'll be well on our way to having some plans for that. And we've been working with a number of people. You have to work with the historical group, you have to work with the environmental group, and just to make sure that everything is done correctly. But it's a necessity. If we're going to bring traffic through, we just cannot bring all the traffic through the tunnel.
One of the other issues, immigration. It continues to be in the news. You know what's happening today in Texas with concerns about children coming unaccompanied and children of young age, teenagers, and they're finding a way to get to Texas, as well as, of course, being brought across the border. Immigration was an issue here in Alabama. We passed a new law addressing immigration. Do you feel that that law has worked, especially with what is going on today? Do you feel comfortable that it's accomplished the goals that you had in mind?
I think it just really piggybacked on our federal laws. It really did. It didn't really change very much. It just emphasized our federal laws. Now, do I think the federal government is enforcing its laws? No, it's not. And I think the federal government needs to enforce the immigration laws. We do need to secure the border. Securing the border is difficult. It's a large, long border, and it's very difficult. And you know, when it comes to thousands of young children coming across the border, you know, you almost have to say, do you turn them all back? I mean, these are children that are unaccompanied. Now, we need to find a way that those children could be adopted into loving homes if they want to stay here in this country. Sometimes it's easier to say we're going to do this or that and be hard on it. But when the reality takes place and there are thousands of unaccompanied children, some of them that are, many of them preteen children, what do you do? I mean, it is a difficult situation, but we do need to secure our borders. I mean, there's no doubt that that's one of our problems, is allowing people to come across the borders and not be documented.
You're in the preparation now of running for the office again. When you look back at your first term, how would you grade it out?
You know, of course, I always like to make A's. I did when I was in school. I like to do that. Let me just say some of the things that we have accomplished, though. We came into office in 2010, and we had a very difficult situation because we were basically broke. And instead of raising taxes, we decided that we needed to streamline government, make it more efficient, and save money for the taxpayers. And that's what we've done, and we've saved $1.1 billion annually. Just by refinancing bonds and cutting the size of government and doing all the things that were necessary. 50,000 more people are working today than they were when I came into office, and we have announced 55,000 new jobs. Some of that training is going to take place at a place where I'm going tomorrow, at Airbus, our training center there tomorrow. So 55,000 jobs are coming online. They have not even gotten here yet. So the job creation, the workforce training that we put into place, our skilled workforce training. And then the other thing that I think is very important is the $1 billion that we are putting into repairing our roads and bridges across this state through our A-Trip program. Mobile County and Baldwin County were recipients of a lot of that money. And so that's 80% free money that they're getting. And we did that with Garvey bonds, and we'll pay for it with future federal dollars, but we're doing it right now so that can be the repairs can be accomplished now, and that put people to work, and it also improved our highways, and it also helps recruit industry.
And that was Eric Reynolds reporting there. Coming up on Fox 10 News at 9 p.m., the governor talks about the motto, "In God We Trust," and its use on government buildings.